Okay, what's up, ladies? How we doing? So, we are going to talk about the 5 appendix cues, the 5 elemental appendix cues, the 5 meat and taters cues of the appendix draw that will allow you to master it. And by mastering the appendix draw, I mean you can draw your pistol from appendix like breathing. All right? This is not a good appendix draw. That's a lot of shit going on. That's horrific, okay? That is too much effort, all right? We want to draw the pistol like breathing. It's literally that easy, okay? The advantageous nature of the appendix position, from concealment, it's in front of us, all the things that are advantageous about appendix are to make it easier. So let's do that. Let's make the draw easy. Let's do it like breathing. Let's be able to freaking send that gun from in our pants to in front of our face like nothing, okay? If you adhere to and implement all these things into your game, that will happen, okay? This is simple shit. Now, the mastery of these couple things is not going to be easy, but it is simple. Simple, not easy, okay? I say that in almost every video. These are all very simple things. They are not going to be that easy to implement and change your movement patterns, but once you do, the draw itself will be easy, okay? Like breathing. That is what we want, truly. And I'm going to talk some shit. So each one of these things, we're going to get into a little rant about internet bullshit. And internet experts telling you all about how to do things, and they're literally leading people down a shit road every time they open their mouth. Why? Some of them, it's because they've never been in a fight, a real life gunfight, a real life fight for their life. So they're not quite up to snuff. So they let things come out of their mouth that someone who has been in those experiences would never say. And we'll get into each individual one on some of the nonsense that's out there. Some of the nonsense that's generally accepted because people don't think about it quite enough. Let's just jump right into her. Starting with the garment index. So I got a lot of talk about just this garment index. First things first, you need to get one, right? So when I say garment index, I mean, where do you grab your garment, right? There's 2 that I suggest you use, and then there's the one other one. The 2 that I suggest are the belly button index and the holster index. Why do I choose those 2? Well, because they stay in the same place. Basically, your holster and gun position is never going to change, and never going to change enough that it would matter. So that's always going to be in the same place, and your belly button is damn sure going to always be in the same place, okay, unless you got some weird shit going on. So those are the 2 that I suggest, and depending on clothing and all that kind of variables, those 2 things are going to be in the same place. The hemline is the other index that some people choose to use, but hemlines are very, very different. You could have a nice hemline set up on a sweatshirt or a t-shirt or something, and the next day be wearing a button-up shirt where the hemline is a completely different ballgame. The next day be wearing a jacket type setup with the hemline where it kind of grabs your ass as it comes up, and it just be a completely different ballgame. So unless you do your due diligence on the hemline stuff, I don't suggest it. I suggest you go holster and gun, because you can smash that with a handful and grab a hold, or belly button, because you can smash that with a handful. Now, which one's which? Which one should you choose? This is the deciding factor for most people. If you wear a tucked in undershirt, go gun, holster, index. If you don't, or if you do what I do, which is I wear a tucked in undershirt a lot, but I untuck it from about the hip bones around, from about here around the front, I untuck it and put my shirt under my pistol. So it's kind of a sweat guard and it's more comfortable and everything. But when I grab my belly button index and grip a handful of material, it comes up every time. Never once had an issue. Every single time it works. I've been doing it for years. It's money, okay? So, but if you have to wear a tucked in undershirt and you can't get away with that or whatever, go gun and holster index. I just don't like the hemline. It's too iffy. Now, one of the internet hogwash bullshit things that I see all over the place by many people and trainers and instructors alike is people grabbing their garment like this. So they're like grabbing their garment nice and dainty, like they're grabbing a napkin out of a napkin holder. Well, guess what? When you're in a fight for your life potentially, you are not going to grab your shirt like this so that you don't grab that undershirt. You're not going to grab it like this. You're not going to grab it like that. You're going to grab a freaking handful of it. And if you've got a tucked in undershirt and an untucked overshirt and you grab a handful of this shit, you're going to have a giant freaking mess on a mess on a mess and potentially have a hatchet in your forehead or whatever the hell the situation is that you're trying to deal with. When you have lightning flying through your fingertips in the way of adrenaline because you are in a fight for your life, you're going to grab a handful of some shit. So, when we practice, let's practice grabbing a handful of shit just like we will on that day. Okay? And yeah, you could pretend and tell yourself that the magical event where you're standing there with your garment already in your hand and you're doing this whole thing, you could pretend that that magical event's going to go down and that's going to, be the way that you get into your gunfight. The rest of us will go ahead and plan for, I'd say probably most of human time is spent tasking. Most of our time is spent right here doing something. Most of our time is spent doing this right here. And in a defensive context, I want my hands to be above my nipples so that I can do whatever I gotta do, right? What's up, dog? I'm talking Italian. Hey, we don't want to do this, chill out, man, whatever. I'm backing away. I'm getting ready to smack somebody. Or I'm doing a task and big. Okay, so we're going to practice from the hands up position. We're going to get an index. So garment index, get one, think about it, do your due diligence, and work it out. All right. Now, number 2, this is where we start getting into the actual techniques of the draw. We're going to grab a handful of shit. We're going to move that garment, and as far as how we go towards the gun, we are not going to go down on the gun. We are not digging for the gun. We do not need to dig our thumb down behind the gun. We do not even grip the gun like this anymore. We don't even do this anymore. How do we grip the gun? Strong hand, flag thumb. All you got to do. Thumb flagged, thumb high, thumbs up grip. You don't need to do the claw grip or anything. I chose to use this pistol because it's got a big ass beaver tail, and you don't need to do the claw grip, just a thumbs up grip. Doesn't matter body type, you could be 400 pounds, doesn't matter, you can still go in right on it and come up just like that. So, we are going in. You make a little claw, clasp your hand, and in on the gun, not down on the gun. We are not digging, all right? You dig around down there enough, all you're going to come up with is a handful of nuts. So there's nothing down there that you want. The pistol is right here. Even this pistol and this JM Custom Kydex holster that really holds it tight and nice and really, really tucks it in good. A full-size Beretta Elite LTT, and it conceals it where I could wear it with board shorts and a t-shirt. Okay, I can still go and come up exactly like this 99.9 times out of 100. All right, so thumbs up grip, all you need. In, not down. Number 3, let's put these two together. Let's put the garment index, the garment clear, and that in, not down, let's put that together with timing, all right? Most people, when they come in or they go down, they dig around, and then they're holding their shirt up, and then they go like this. And when guys end up with shirt caught on rear sight, or shirt caught on RMR, or shirt caught on their thumb, that's because of timing, okay? What I want you guys to develop, when you clear your garment well, when you grab a handful of garment, your surface area out, you're grabbing a handful, clasping that garment up, and coming in on that pistol, and you start to develop a good timing, of, okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, it should sound like that. The gun, all of a sudden goes, it's out. The garment can't get it because the gun is already gone. Okay, so this timing of how quickly you can clear this garment and get on the gun, 100 miles an hour, they should be right after each other. You should literally be going, I mean, as soon as the garment gets out of the way, my hand's clasped on the pistol. And then the gun goes, boom. Garment goes down. There's no gun under there. It's already out, okay? So this timing is huge. The clear and purchase, that is not 2 steps. It's one step. That's what it should sound like. No matter what then, and when you get this step down, and you get this step down, that's what allows me to draw from no matter where my hands are. That's what allows me to draw fast with my hands out in space like this. That's what allows me to still get a 0.9 draw with my hands literally as far away from the gun as I can possibly go and still get a sub-second draw. That's what allows that. Garment index, same place every time, violently moving that garment. In, not down, and then the timing of ba-bang, okay? Our entire appendix draw should go like this. That's the timing of it. Then, once you move that garment up, we don't have to pick it up and hold it up here. We don't throw it or toss it or throw it back down. Just drop it. Just let it go. Just drop the garment. Now, here's where we get into the meat and taters of actually building our grip and delivering that gun to the target. This is, I call it the roll Mary or the circular motion. I want our whole draw to kind of resemble a circle. I call it rowing the boat, the circle draw, whatever the hell. I call it a million things. Scott talks about the wave theory, which is basically kind of the same principles. And the biggest thing on this, the biggest thing in this whole roll Mary or the wave Mary is we are grinding our grip on, we are marrying and grinding our grip on as we present to the target. So as we present to the target, we are not gripping and then presenting. It's all one step melted together. So the entire thing is about less steps, all one piece, as easy as breathing, okay? We do not marry and grip and then present, because a lot of times when you see people do that, they go grip and throw the gun out like a maniac, and there's a giant earthquake at the end, and it's slow. There's a big confirmation of sights because their stuff is going everywhere. Their dots bouncing all around. We don't want that. The more we can roll this together, we can almost have a deceleration at the end of our draw, which is one of my favorite draw drills and exercises, a deceleration draw. So as soon as your hands touch, you're just rolling nice and slow, just putting the brakes on, chilling out as you get there. And guess what? Your sights land on target more relaxed, calmer. You can prep your trigger as you're rolling out, and guess what? shots go off sooner. So, sooner, not faster, all that kind of stuff. Now the last one is the one, okay? The last one is the one that if you completely sear this into your brain, you will not do stupid shit in your draw, okay? So, gun path. Let's talk about the appendix position here. Our gun is in an advantageous place. It's in front of our body. It conceals well. It's easier to manage in grappling situations. You can come to the thumb pectoral and use the ShivWorks 5-step drop, all that kind of stuff to present if you're in a retention situation. It's just beautiful, right? It's advantageous. That's why people carry appendix. It really is. So let's use that. Let's not do stupid shit. Gun path is in our pants, in our holster, to in front of our face with no detours, okay? So if we take our gun, it's in our holster, and we take one hand and just go in front of our face, that's all we want. That's all we ever need. If there is any detour off of that line, we know we're doing some stupid shit. We're adding to it. That gun path is efficient, straight, perfect. If we do weird shit, we're now adding a detour in there. A lot of people draw that circle with their elbow and they come down here and then they marry and then they grip and then they present and it's all herky-jerky and there's these big hitches and pauses. That's because they're adding in detours, okay? If we get the Garmin index and we establish that index and we use it and we grip on it and we grab it like we're actually getting in a fight, we go in on the gun and not down. We get the timing down of pow. We roll to marry or use the wave concept and grip while presenting and not grip then present. And then we worry about having a solid gun path that goes from in your pants to in front of your face with no detours. Easy as breathing. Perfect. Beautiful. So, I'm going to end you with a quote from Scott, which is, "This is not about speed. This is all about doing it as easy as breathing. This is all about doing this fast, right? Fast is great. But it's about doing it well. And it's about doing it easy, with less effort. Economy of effort, economy of motion, economy of this and that. It all starts with effort. Less effort." Scott says, "Speed is a byproduct of efficiency, and efficiency comes from technique." That's beautiful stuff. And then we'll add to this, if we think about the concept of sooner and not faster. Clear garment sooner, get on our gun sooner, pluck it out, timing of doing that whole couple of things sooner, rolling and presenting, combining two things into one, allows us to land on target with our trigger prep sooner, with our dot settled sooner, with our sights settled sooner. Less gun path with no detours allow us to end in that end position sooner, with our trigger prep sooner and our sights aligned sooner, so that we can break that first shot sooner, so we can follow up with subsequent shots sooner, so we can end the deal sooner. Sooner. As easy as breathing, okay? We want our draw to be, okay, I'm standing here, I'm not moving a muscle, I'm dead nuts on target, my front sight is just sitting there. It's as easy as breathing. Take her easy.